Yo, what is going on, everybody? Today we have a replay analysis from Conscious Prophet and Zippy the Gnome. And I'm really looking forward to this, actually. So, first of all, this replay analysis is at the rank of Champ 2, Division 2, I believe. So, congratulations, Conscious. You were the winner of the giveaway from the Defensive Live Seminar. So, congratulations with that. Now, what we're looking at here is we're going to look at what I would call more of the standard way people have played Rocket League. Now, I just want to always say, and I never watch these before we do them because I prefer to do it that way, because I feel like you get clouded and then it becomes unorganic, you know. So, I like to just do it as we go. But the thing is with this, both of these guys are primarily freeze players, so they'll tend to play Rocket League more in a standard fashion. And hopefully I can show you the things that players are doing if you play a lot of Rocket League that you're probably doing that are quite easy fixes, especially if you're a lower rank, which sounds weird, but the lower the rank you are, the easier it is to get better. Well, people say, well, that's obvious because, you know, I can do 10% improvement and that's going to get me up the ranks. But what I mean by that is you haven't ingrained as many bad habits as higher level players. And particularly what you find with players who are sort of hard stuck in these ranks, you know, they've been in these ranks for, you know, some people have been in the same rank for years and years. And one of the main reasons for that is either they play too little or they play too much. And actually, a lot of the players that get frustrated play too much. What I will say about this is it's going to come down to fundamentals. The teams who win consistently, at least until Grand Champ and beyond realistically. But Grand Champ's most people's target goal. So the people who win the most up to Grand Champ are the people who really follow the fundamentals to the letter. If you can follow the fundamental rules, which we'll go over today, to the letter, you will there's no way you can't win realistically. Now, one of the issues you'll have is you won't follow the fundamentals, or if I picked a replay and they don't know I've picked this replay, and I purposely picked this replay because there was a lot of goals, but also because it was near the end of their session. They had a long session, and that is one of the biggest things holding you back. If your goal is to improve at this game and actually get better, and to me that means to be a better player, you should be proven in your ranks, really. You know, you can say you're a good player, but, well, if you are, can't you just get to a high rank, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be easy if you're a really good player just to get to Grand Champ, for example? And so, for me, to get better means to win more to get up the ranks. And to win more to get up the ranks, you just have to be very fundamental. You don't need a lot of mechanics. And what I often say, and I really do believe this, most Champ 2 players, and I'm talking like 98%, like for example these guys here, they have more than enough mechanics to get to Grand Champ. The problem is, one, how they use their mechanics, and two, how they follow the fundamental rules of Rocket League. Now, when people play Rocket League for extended periods of time, and you've probably had this yourself, have you ever played just a few games and you've won them all? Or have you ever had a month off and you've come back and you've been playing better than ever? That's exactly the point. Because when you've had a month off and you come back, you're actually thinking about what you're doing. You know, you got to concentrate, and therefore you play really well. When you play Rocket League, more than, I say 3 to 5 games is all you need a day. But when you start going over that, those games from, let's say you play, what do most people play? Say 15 games, for example. After those 5 games, those 10 games are rubbish. They are actually making you worse. So you've done so 5 of those games you played really well. Then the next 10 you're going to play bad. So double the amount of games you're going to play bad. Which one do you think is going to get hard locked into your abilities? It's the bad games. Those are going to become your habits. The trick with Rocket League improvement, because everyone's got these mechanics, and look at that, great flip reset. Everyone's got the mechanics. And most people do understand the fundamentals. Most people do. Well, actually, you know, some people do. The real issue is, it's knowing is not enough. You have to apply, like Bruce Lee said, you have to apply these things. I see so many people now. Ask yourself this, is the game harder than it used to be? Are Champ 2s insane now? Yes, they're more clinical, they're much better players. So in the past, I used to be able to say to people, just don't dive into corners. Back in the day, that would get you to Grand Champ. And then it became, well, don't dive into corners and don't dive in as last man. That would get you to Grand Champ. But that ain't enough anymore. You have to follow the fundamentals. And so many times I see people lose a game because they don't follow a fundamental. And they go, well, I know I didn't. It's not good enough. If you really want to improve, that is not the attitude to take. Like, well, I fought this or I fought that. Just follow the rules. I promise you, if you just follow the fundamentals to the letter, you will win. Too many times people will play when they're tired or when they're tilted or whatever, and they will just continue to ingrain bad habits. Now, I do want to cross-reference this with really a bad piece of advice that works for some players, which is play loads of games. I've heard people say, play 1,000 games in a game mode. If you play 1,000 games in a game mode and you're not really improving, it's clear to me you're doing something absolutely wrong. And the answer to that is you're playing too many games. The most times most people improve that aren't pros and don't have 8 hours a day to spend on the game is when you just play in little bits. And that really is the secret to success. Like, if there was any secret, that is a secret. Do less. Instead of working hard, work smart. Do less, understand more, and level up more. If you played 3 games a day with full concentration, in 10 days you've played 30 games with full concentration. That means you're likely to win the majority of those games. You might win, say, 75%, maybe even more. In that case, if you're winning, let's just say you've won 25 of those 30 games, or maybe let's say 20. Let's be a bit more fair. 20 out of those 30 games. That means you've gained 50 MMR compared to your normal, because your normal would be 50, because you'd split it 50%, right? So you've gained there. And you imagine if you did that over 2 months, and if you did that over a season, that's a 300 MMR gain, because now you're hard coding fundamental habits. So I just wanted to say that, before we get really into this analysis, guys, please, I say it to so many people, you'll burn out and you will actually get the habits worse. If you've ever had a coaching session, we're going to jump into this, you'll know that once you've had the coaching session, you're like, oh my God, I've just improved like 10 ranks. Or when you watch a video, you go, oh my God, it works, it just improved. And then a week later, you're back to square one. Well, it's because you just overplay. You're not concentrating anymore, and you have to concentrate all the way through. That really is my number one piece of advice, and it always has been. You have to play less and concentrate more. So first of all, this was a really good touch there, good kickoff, great touch, and the reason this is a good touch is it's not direct to the goal. So what that allows us to do is it allows us to get an angle and create space, map space. Now, you see ICEL coming in here, they're going to challenge, and if they don't, it doesn't matter. The easiest way to be successful in this situation when you know someone's coming in for a challenge is to just jump and turn your car. I'm going to pick a colour that hopefully stands out. Will yellow do it? Hopefully everyone can see that okay. So, if you just jump now, conscious, and turn your car sideways, if they fake, it doesn't matter, you're behind the ball, you can just land and re-jump. If they go, you've blocked the middle of the ball. You'll often hear in videos when I'm doing replay analysis or playing the game that I always say, match the height of the ball, match the height of the ball. It is, what I mean by that is get your car matching the center of this car's hitbox where possible, as early as you can, because the earlier you do it, the safer you'll be. And also gravity works with you. If you get good at this, right, you'll jump now and you'll fall down with the ball maintaining that central position, and you'll win most 50s. And not only that, you'll be protected. And we'll probably go into some of that more, because as I was rambling on before this, I did spot a few things. Okay, so this comes back to concentration, and you're probably watching this now conscious and saying, yeah, but this was the end of the session. That's my point. If this is what you feel when you're playing at the end of the session, and you think, well, yeah, I'm making those decisions because it's the end of the session, I'm tired. Stop playing then. Stop embedding really bad habits into your system. Instead, you could go do some drills. You work on some just some skills, or just do something else. Go for a workout. I know it sounds crazy, and people go, "Oh God, what is this sort of self-help nonsense?" But really, this stuff adds up. When you do a game, right? If you played 3 games perfectly, and then you went and worked out, you're locking it in. It's been proven by science. You go for a run, and you'll lock all those skills in. So the average person, not only would you be healthier, fitter, and all this stuff, you'll also be a better player for doing less, because right now, this is where I'm talking about concentration. And it looks like minimal, but right now, if I pause it, who wins this 50? If this is a 50 on the wall, which I know it's actually peeled off slightly, if this was a 50 on the wall, who's winning this 50? The highest player wins. Because they've done something really smart. They've matched or They've matched the height of the ball on the wall or gone above it. So therefore, and we all do this, everyone does this, right? You'll have your player take it out of here, and you'll come in, you'll dunk them. You'll dunk your opponent, right? Everyone must know that play. So this is where Rocket League is played in classic Champ 1, Champ 2, Champ 3, Grand Champ fashion. In fact, all the ranks really. We know that if we do this, if the opponent does this, we dunk it. So why don't we think the same the other way around? Why don't we go, well, I better not push it there because they're going to try and dunk it. Why don't I just waste some time and make them move out of position? Then maybe I could even fake it. Do you see what I'm saying? Play a different rhythm, but it doesn't matter. The main point is this. If I know my teammates in defense and they're going to get challenged, I cannot assume the best. You see how you're pushing forward? This 50 still hasn't happened and you're pushing forward. I would have been here right now. And the reason is, if that's straight on net, you're not saving that. There's no way you save this if this is straight on net. But I can, if it was straight on net, I can save it. And I can also see the opponents. I can see everyone. I've got vision. And I can still do exactly what you did. Except I wouldn't have gone for that boost like that. So just make sure we're not pushing into things. This is very freeze style, and this is why I say 2s should be played like 1s, and then that should become an extension into freeze, which is what I believe pros do. Hence why all the best 1s players are also the best 2s and freeze players, pretty much. It's because they understand finishing high percentage plays, and if you have a team that's doing high percentage plays, actually no one ends up weak. Okay, so you're going out onto this ball. What's one of the rules? Okay, and this is what you're going to hear me saying a lot through this replay. I am going to try and tell you all the fundamentals and the reasons why. And I promise you, if you're Champ 1, Champ 2, Champ 3, Grand Champ, or whatever rank you are, if you follow what I'm saying, just follow your position here, you will rank up, but you have to concentrate. You have to try and get these hard-coded in your system. So right now, the ball is near the wall, right? And one of the mistakes a lot of people make is they go under the ball like this. The problem for that is, it's a couple of things. First of all, most players play this game just thinking about themselves. What you need to think of if you really want to get to that next level as far as vision awareness and game sense is not so much what can the opponent do, but what can the opponent see. And if I'm ICEL or even Brown right now, I know you can't see anything because the ball's above your head and you're driving at the wall. So if you're in car cam right now, you're only looking at the wall. And if you're in ball cam, you're only looking at the ceiling. So if I'm ICEL, guess what they're going to do? The exact same move their teammate just did. And that's the exact same move everyone would just do. Because we've decided to push this ball or try and push this ball up the wall. This does not work. It can work if you've got space and you're really, really sick in the air. If you play 8 hours a day and you're a 12-year-old phenom. But if you're the average population, you need to come up with a better strategy and basically use your fundamentals better if you want to get to Grand Champ in today's game. So what would you do? Well, the first rule is it's near a wall, right? It's near a wall. So the first thing I do is I drive up the wall and I match the height of the ball. And now I'm much more intimidating. First of all, I can see everything in ball cam. I can see the challenge coming in, but I'm much more intimidating. Everyone can see I'm near this ball, and this will come into play later on, I'm sure, as I'm going to try and find moments for this. By being near this ball, by showing ownership of this ball, it doesn't really matter what I do. I just have to let them know I'm near this ball, and that's enough to make them second guess themselves. One of the reasons when people watch the series that me and Raid have done, and I've done, and Raid's done, and so on and so forth, and Flakes has done, and they say, well, you get really easy opponents at this rank, my opponents at this rank are harder, is because you're missing the tiny, tiny fundamental skills that completely change a player's perception of what's happening. You almost are creating an illusion. Now, if I were close to this ball and matching the height of the ball on the wall, which I should be doing, you can actually see how easy it is for me to just side flip there, and I've got my first goal, my first open net. By prioritizing the boost in this situation, yes, we don't want them to take a level 3, but I cannot stand and just get owned in the corner here without any vision. Now, that being said, it doesn't really do anything, as it often won't, because their teammates gone right back towards the ball and they've done this sort of weird rotation pattern, which does give you a free ball. Hence why, in the pacifist system, first of all, we wouldn't throw ourselves in like Zippy did there, but, we would try not throw ourselves in, recover as fast as we can to this position here, and then take an outward momentum play. That's actually not bad positioning from Brown. I would probably still try a shot, just to make them use their resources, put them in the air, and I can get ground stuff. Let's have a look at this. So yeah, we lose the ball because we can't see anything. And this is vision. Vision is one of the biggest things lacking in Champ 2. And one of the reasons for that is, in general, is because people have been told to avoid certain positions, such as deep in net. And the other reason for that is people have also been told to play fast and to move fast and get to the ball fast without really prioritizing vision first. You don't even need to be near the ball if you have great vision, although I would recommend it. So when you come down here, you've got 76 boost, and you can see, again, this is vision. This is where the concentration comes in. You'd play 3 games, you'd be amazing. So look how much space Zippy's got here. Loads of space if he can accelerate that ball. Now, here's the thing. If I start following up here, or I wait, what am I protecting? The corner? Who cares? The corner, it doesn't do anything. So I need to either be goal side and backing him up. Now what you do here, you've got 76 boost, and you wait here for boost and you do some reversing. If Zippy got dunked there, that's a goal and you're doing nothing to protect the net. Second man should be protecting goal side at like all moments if possible. So straight away you come here and I'm protecting it. I'm protecting it, ready for it. Once that happens, boom, now I move on to this path lane. Boom. And I'm doing exactly what you did and I get my goal. But I did it whilst covering the threat. Let's just see what Zippy did here. This is good, right? So, as we can see, Zippy's lost vision. So the first thing he does is get up and he touches the ball. That's actually really key because when you lose vision, you have to touch that ball because you need to try and find your vision. And again, I don't disagree with that either. You've used it to find your vision. If ISL would have just been patient as last man, they could have easily took this into the corner and you never would have scored. And so what you see in Champ 1, Champ 2, Champ 3, Diamond 2, Diamond 3, whatever, is there's always a rush from that second man to move out of a good position. Always. We've already seen it about 4 times and it causes a lot of dramas. Okay, I'm actually glad this has happened. So we're not actually so focused on yourself, although I would always say, you know, look to kick it a few frames into here. But what I would say here is, does anyone spot something that we've just covered? Look at the height of the ball. Look at Zippy. Right, now this is something that's really important. We're going to cover it again because now we're on offense and it's the same principle. Match the height of the ball on the wall. Unless you're going to go up the wall if you're here and it's maybe like here and you're going to come off aerial, do your flip resets, all that good stuff. But you really just want to, if you're just playing a fundamental game, which is more than enough to get you into GC2, I've done it solo queue. You can do it. If I can do it, when you watch, I got the worst mechanics. If I can do it, you can do it. It's because you have to follow the rules all the time. And as soon as you realize, oh, I should have done this, right, just stop your session. Stop your session. Unless you're fresh, you know. Here, match the height of the ball. And people say, well, why? Well, okay, well, first of all, if I'm matching the height of the ball, I've got ownership and I can always jump off and shoot that. I can actually do something proactive with this. I can get a good shot. I can also stay with the ball, and if they decide to challenge, I can then jump off and tap it behind them. I can do a lot of things. But the real key is I throw this person into an illusion. And this is where I feel people are missing the game. So I want you to watch ISL and what ISL sees. In this position, it is very clear to ISL that Zippy is missing this ball or he doesn't have a threat. He can hit it, but there's nothing threatening going to happen. And the reason is because it's very clear to see from this position that Zippy is nowhere near the height of the ball. Therefore, he's now a non-threat. We don't even consider him in the game. We can really just move our focus over to his second man because that's who we're going to be playing against. The other thing is, you may not have noticed this, but this ball isn't actually on the wall. It's just off the wall. Quite a gap, actually. But in real time, in a real game, you won't notice that. To you, this ball will look like it's near the wall. And if you imagine now, we stick Zippy's nameplate behind this ball, for all we know, he could be dribbling that ball. He has control of the ball. It's an illusion. It makes the ball appear closer to the wall because we are manipulating what the opponent sees with the hitboxes. This is why I really love, you know, when you shadow, one of the best things that makes Ruas so good, who just cover. Imagine I'm shadowing someone. Most people come from here. Ruas cuts in front and then does this. And now you cannot see him behind the ball. He could half flip. He could turn challenge. That's what you want to do on offense as well. In situations, especially on the wall, you have to demand their respect. For wall plays that can't be shot, get their respect, match the height of the ball. I really, if you take nothing away from today in this first 30 seconds covered, I know I'm really going on about it, but please match the height of the ball. If this shot's on target, that's a goal. If that's a better shooter. And one of the reasons is we've not followed the fundamentals, okay? So we are clearly past this boost pad as second man, and we don't need to be. Again, if we just follow that rule as second man, we'll be fine. I would just sit here. And then if that shot's coming, I can always just turn with it, and I can do exactly what you've done coming back into it. But if it's on target, I can also get to it in reacting time. If that's a shot on target, that's your first goal gone. And trust me, if this guy didn't flip that direction, if he actually turned air rolled and flipped, there's no way that's not a goal. He doesn't even need to hit it too hard because you're out of position. Because you've been told to follow up, or maybe you're playing a free style, okay? That's great for threes if you got someone protecting you. But for twos, you really want to just, if you want to get to Grand Champ, you need to focus on the fundamentals. Okay, so this is, yeah, thought this would happen. So we just covered matching the height of the ball on the walls, defense and offense, which was quite nice because it was like 20 seconds apart. Now we have to use the wall to deal with perceived threats. So in this situation here, we've played the ball to the side, which is a great play. And now we are below the ball. So from this player's perspective, if I'm this guy, my first thought is I'm going to get this high. I'm going to try and throw this high to throw you off. The other thing is you've sold that you're not doing anything on this backboard way too early. Remember, the player rotating with the ball really needs to protect the backboard. That's all you have to do, protect the backboard. If Zippy's deep in net, and this actually is a good defensive situation you've got yourself into, guys. This should be a goal for you guys. And this is where sometimes people say, that pacifist system doesn't work, is because it's the key fundamentals. If you take one of those fundamentals out, it won't work. Just like if you play standard style Rocket League, if you do something that's not in the standard system, it won't work. It's like anything in life. You have to follow things to the T. That's why people come up with systems and come up with rule books and ideas and theories on the system and, you know, stuff like that. So when you're here, Conscious, you now need to look at the perceived threat. Could this go onto the backboard? Yes, it can. Remember, I don't know if you've ever done the lockdown 4-week program, but we always situate ourselves about here, in line with the crossbar, pretty much. And also, like, just sort of here. Like, this is a good position. As you get better, you'll be able to judge, you know, where they're hitting it, again, based on their nameplate. Based on this nameplate and experience, if they hit this ball right now, you can see that their nameplate's there. I'm going to have a guess that's going to be round about here. Oh, I was close. You got to give me some props. That was pretty close. How did I do that? Okay, well, it's all based on the nameplate. So, if you look here, his nameplate's almost central with this ball. You see that? So that ball is going to go in a straight line from that nameplate. Unless he does some funny business and he does a bad flick, but it's clear he's going to go for an angular diagonal flick here. And then it's just a game of guessing the height. He's actually hitting this on the bounce, which is, by the way, if you want to improve really quick, stop carrying the ball into your flicks and do exactly what this player is doing. This player is good, I can already tell, because he hasn't carried the ball. He's just gone for a quick flick on the bounce. Beautiful. Okay, really smart play. So that's how we can tell where that ball's going to go. It's all based on nameplates. And as you get really good at the game, you'll actually do it based off their car. So when you're here and you've come around here, the perceived threat is that they could flick this high. So don't go, never leave the backboard early. Come to here. I would come to right here. And then as he flicks it, I would move forward and hit this on the bounce. Dunk, and like control it and try and get this boost. Then you've saved yourselves. This is actually a good position though from Zippy. Could be, if I had to pick, and I will pick because it's a replay analysis and I want people to sort of understand, I get a bit obsessive with this. I understand people go, really, dude, it's like one car space, but it makes a difference. That's why I say it. If it didn't make a difference, I wouldn't say it. You're here opposite the play, you've got a much better angle to intercept, which would be more valuable to you on this play. Based on that second man, although it would be lovely to take a shot direct to net, sometimes you have to think of 2 touches to get to net. So here we could have actually gone up and intercepted it off the wall, landed, and you would have got a goal out of that. And you'd be very surprised at this. So this is again, right, a similar thing, and it's talking about threats in the corners. People struggle with the corners. If they've got control of the ball in the corner, it is difficult to close that distance down. Hopefully you saw the defensive, well, obviously you did see the defensive seminar. And you messaged me, and so thank you very much. And actually thank you everyone for all the positive words from that defensive seminar. I'm really glad it helped a lot of people. And we have the 4-1 coming soon. But with this, you haven't been able to blanket this player. Okay, that's the terminology. In the sense that we're not here. We're not able to get here and just block them straight away, or just low 50 them there, or even if I'm facing this way. we've not been able to get to this blanket position. I say blanket because it's like wearing a weighted blanket. You're right on top of them. So now we don't have the chance to triangle, okay? So we talk about triangles real quick. I'm just going to do a quick overview for people who didn't see it. So for example, if a player's got the ball here and they're moving into there, I will get in line with them, giving myself enough space to get to goal side when they push it, giving them this false sense of security to create the triangle so I can side flip into their press. But we don't have any of that here because they don't actually have control of the ball, which is why they opt for whatever move they opt for. When they don't have control of the ball, we can't blanket, we can't triangle, we gotta go back to the fundamentals, baby. Boom, straight away. We don't get the... I wouldn't go as far as this because now we're extending ourselves. So I'd grab this and I would just curve straight up the backboard back into this position. Like so. And now, if it's the ball he wanted, which he wanted to go high, I can tell you that for a fact, you're easily making the same save as before. And if he goes low, you can easily come down. And as you come down, you could even pinch this and you can probably get another goal. So if you look, you're never going to be able to save this because you're extending to a point of no return. You can actually just see from their perspective. Again, always look at it from your opponent's perspective. Do you feel like you're an intimidating defender here? Or do you feel like you've just given them an open net? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Because Champ 1, Champ 2, Champ 3, you're losing games because you're giving people open nets. A good 50 here. Okay, this is just... So right here, Zippy, you know, you've just made a defensive play. And then you're just like, yeah, my job's done. I don't give a monkeys. Can't just do that. You know, when you make a defensive play, the last thing on your mind should be boost. You got 41. You should have landed facing this way, come straight back into net here. And then you could have just cleared it. You have to deal with the threat before you get boost. We get boost in downtime. Downtime. This is not downtime. You guys are collapsed. There's no downtime when you're collapsed. You've got to make smart plays to be able to get boost. Your focus here should have been a pad. At the most, you didn't need boost, but you just actually boost out of the play. And that's going to just cost you a goal. And those are things you'll watch it now and you go, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then I say, well, why did you do that? Oh, mate, I wasn't concentrating. But then don't play. Don't play if you want to get better at the game. Unless if you enjoy the game, like guys, don't misconstrue me. If you enjoy the game and you enjoy playing it all day, every day, and you don't care if you get better, that's fine. But I know a lot of people out there that really want to actually improve at this game and they want to rank up, and I promise you the best way to do that is to play less for most people. Now that doesn't mean you don't play and you get better. You still have to put in the work. You've still got to drill. You've still got to practice your fundamentals. You've still got to go into the games almost on a daily basis just to play free to get those fundamental positions hardwired. So you really still have to play, but if people are taking it to the extreme, I feel. Like I say, unless you're a pro, there's no point. I can understand this play. Just what I would say here, when you've got this situation, you've either got to get it in or pop it high. So you don't need to flick here. Just touch that ball, land, grab that boost. Play the long game here. And again, you know, with this, a little bit too close. I see what you're doing. Great boost grab. Good vision to see what's going on, but just stay here a second. And now you can move into it and get your shot kind of thing. But off the kickoff is all good. Be careful about throwing yourself onto the outside of the play here. Your priority after this boost is to get onto the inside here if you can. But let's see what happens. I can understand that. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any threat. The only problem is Zippy has gone too deep now. And also, Zippy, I want you to look at something here and see if you can spot the danger you've got. Watch this really closely. Watch the danger. What's the danger? What's the issue with that? If you said boost management, congratulations, that's correct. We've just took a boost pad. 12 boost, right? Now, we're in the front end of the play. Nothing's happened yet, but we know where we need to be going. We know where we need to be heading. So we need to do it now. Do it now. How do we do that? Front flip. Front flip, it's completely free. It costs you nothing. We front flip onto this boost. We're now at 24. We're probably, if we use a little bit of boost, maybe 5, we're at supersonic. We grab this pad, because we're in an awkward situation. We've got to get back as quick as possible, but I need boost to make the play. So I'm here right now. I've got about 40 boost to my name, and I'm actually going to stop about here. And I'm going to be flicking in and out of ball cam. And the reason I stop here is because when you've got a ball coming over your head and you've started behind like Zippy has here, you haven't got time to get into the net. What you have to do now is you have to play. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game at the arcade or wherever. The reaction game. So if you've ever played that, you'll know what I mean, where you got like little squares right all around you, and they'll randomly light up and you got to smack them with your hand. It is like the reaction game. It's kind of similar to that. You're going to wait here. That ball's going to come. That's why I flicking out a ball cam a lot. And the ball's going to come. And what you have to do is, as it comes and it hits this, so it goes there, you've got to react now. And you've got to get the block. It's kind of a fun game. If you get too close, it can be awkward. Depends, again, you could get closer depending on the arc. So if it's a high arcing shot, you could get much closer because it's clearly going to drop more directly down. If it's more of a linear shot, then yes, you will want to get a little bit further away. So I would wait here for this shot. And I would wait. And as it comes in now and I'm flicking in and out, and once, like, as I'm flicking in and out, I'm also moving to where I think it's going to go. And now I can just come straight away and hit this ball as early as possible to safety. That's how you can deal with those. So it is, you can do that in ones as well. If you've got, say you've messed up and they're in the air, you will have to sort of like wait here or try and block them. Or, you know, you have to sort of do it from here. You just don't have the time, unfortunately, to get deep in net, which is a bit of a shame. But it's just part of the game, and that's how you defend, you know. Okay, never do this. So, yeah, I feel like you could have built up on this kickoff. Like, I can sort of understand what you've done. Fair enough. But here, is there any threat? Is there any danger with this? No, this is the Champ 2's nightmare. You throw yourself into things. And the issue is you're going to break a fundamental rule. You're going to break two fundamental rules that are not obvious. So a lot of people will say, you know, you've got to challenge as first man. You've got to do something. You don't. It is nonsense. I promise you that. You can fake as first man, especially in twos. Especially in twos, because as long as your second man is using their head and they're giving you that distance, you're fine. You don't have to challenge everything. Especially something that has zero danger. Nameplates, guys, use them. It's clearly going to come across here because look at the nameplate we see. It's going to always be opposite the nameplate. So there's no danger. So yes, exactly. There's no danger of where that ball's going to cause a threat. We could have actually just stayed where we are, kept the 100. My issue is now, what are you going to do out of the back of this? Yeah. You've done the fundamental rule break. Never end up in the opponent's net. And definitely never end up in the opponent's net with zero boost. Unless you're scoring, which you're not. So that's really not a play you want. I kind of like this fake, but don't hesitate on the fake. You've come here, you've done your hesitation. You see, like you've done your turn, but you see the hesitation in it. Like here, it's come in, and there's like that. Okay, just make the smooth move. Make the smooth move. And just you're gonna have to shadow now. You can't re-challenge this, I don't think. You got to challenge it. That hit the board, and then just play it across here. Always try and get an angle. Not easy. That all came because we threw ourselves into the play. Never do that as first man. Just try and block things. Get to work as a team. You know. This is like a real good explanation of the whole teamwork in Champ 2. And again, I'm not just, you know, this is like everyone does this. You can't really call yourself a successful team if one of you is on this end of the pitch and the other one is here. Look at the distance between you. That's not how you play as a team. You need someone here. You know, you need to be close enough to do something, to follow each other up, to help each other, to set traps. You can't set traps if you're miles away. Gotta say, really nice kickoffs here, Conscious. I really do like these kickoffs. You get in the center of the ball. That's not a bad kickoff at all. That side flip kickoff does exactly what you need. Right. So here, this is the big thing I see with yourself, Zippy, is this boost management is not what you want. You're using boost on things that aren't going to happen. So right here, there is no way you're hitting this ball again. Save your boost to the ground, grab the level 3. Do something productive. Don't waste your boost to just linger around and actually never get anything off this. Now, I can understand you doing that if you've hit this ball and you're like, if you're underneath it here and you can like use your boost to just lift it a little bit more and maybe get a bump at the end or something. But you're miles to the side of the ball and this is just, again, you've ended up in the opponent's net with zero boost. If you keep breaking this fundamental, it's already cost a goal. You know, it's just going to keep costing you. And even if it doesn't seem obvious, it'll become worse and worse over time because now you're actually in a recovery phase. Because of this, you now have one player trying to defend and you guys are trying to recover. You can see how this is a big recovery. You've been collapsed. You lost your vision. You've actually took that ball. You shouldn't take this ball, Zippy, either, because you've got no boost after this. You make this touch and you've got nothing. And so now you're going to just push the ball at the opponents with 0 boost. Look at this. This is just classic Rocket League. And you're still trying to push that ball at the opponents with 0 boost. In nowhere would anyone want to do that, because you just don't want to do that. What you should have done here is, I love the fact that you try to stick on the ball, because I don't believe in rotation, only when it's organic. This is organic though. This has been fought. You need to rotate here. And again, I'm the guy who says to people not to rotate, and I know everyone disagrees with me, and I see it all the time on Reddit. But you'll see, 2-3 years time, you'll see that if this game's still alive, I guarantee everyone laughs at rotation, because I don't know why we're still doing it. It's not 2015. You'll see. So when here, I can understand you're not rotating. I think that's good. But you've lost it now. You're too far. You're never going to catch up. Your best bet is to take out this second man here, or just get to back post. You're going to have to. You don't want to take this ball either, because you don't have vision. You only have vision after you've made the touch. For all you know, they could have been right in your blind spot, and they could just jab that right now and score a goal. So you have to be very careful. You should have let Conscious take this ball, in my opinion, because he had 100 boost. I can understand Conscious going for this ball. I can understand your thought process here, in all honesty, because you know your teammate's got no boost, and you don't want to have a 2v1, but you can't do that. This is where the breakdown usually happens earlier, and then it's damage limitation. And this isn't the best way for damage limitation. That's a little bit of a dream. Okay, we know he's got no boost. I'm going to go into the middle. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Ball comes back, okay. I'm going to shadow. Now I can create a triangle, by the way. I can find where they're moving that ball. I can look at their nameplate and say, okay, perfect. And I can just move into it. Create my triangle defense. It's just not a good thing to do that. Like, that would have been a hard play because we dove into their net with 0 boost. That was what started the whole play. So again, guys, fundamentals. I'll put them on the screen real quick. Match the height of the ball on the wall and on defense. Match the height of the ball, the perceived threat, the most dangerous threat on the backboard. Don't end up in the opponent's net with no boost unless you are scoring. Those 3 are fine. Oh, and don't double commit. Great. Really, really nice play. Lovely play, in fact. So they've overcommit. They're in the corner. Let's get going. Let's get going. That's the best play of the day. That is really good play. Really, really, really good play. They've overcommit into the corner. And so many people will go for this aerial. So many people go for these kind of aerials. It's tough. It's tough for most players. Most players can't hit it. Not until higher Grand Champ. And to take the control here, Conscious, is really good. Love how you try and cut into that. And you know what? I love how you just go for a simple double jump. And the block's good. One thing I'm noticing from you, Conscious, and I noticed it when I was talking, when I watched it, you do spin, you do a lot of air rolls without reason. There's no reason to air roll. The actual air roll here has made it harder for you because you have a thinner hitbox to win this 50. If you actually look, you see how you just tap it there. Had you have not air rolled and just done exactly what you did but leant back, and now I'm this big, then I'm definitely just going to push that ball in. When you're thinking of 50s, you have to think of putting a wall up. You really want to get this car, the long surface, we really have to get this facing the ball so we're a brick wall. Then we've got more moments to block it. This is a little bit fortunate because you've actually done the opposite just to spin. That's what it feels like to me. You didn't need to spin at all here. You can see now, if we can get back in your view. I mean, this is all perfect. It's fundamental. Double jump is perfect. Just lean back. Lean back. All you got to do is lean back here. Make yourself big. Make yourself big. And get the finish there. Not a bad kickoff. You guys are doing a good job of trying to hit the center of the ball, which is nice. I like that you went for the bounce there. Whoa, I'm looking at your position over there, Conscious. Is that the corner boost? I like how you go for the bounce there instead of playing it up the wall. Just give you an opportunity. Let's just see what's going on here. You both have done this. He is about to get challenged. There's about to be an interaction on the ball and we don't know what it is. And we're driving away. Grab that boost. Keeping ball cam, flicking it out. Grab that boost. Just circle around here a second. We don't know what's going on. Grab that boost. Grab that boost. Grab that boost. I'm supersonic. That's great. Fake. Grab that boost. I'm here. I'm here. That ball comes, and I'm close, obviously, because I'm grounded. I can move before anyone else. I catch that here. I've got a one-on-one instant flick. That's a never goal. So just make sure we're ready to pick stuff up. We're ready to get into plays. Hold on. So let's go back to this. Not a bad attempt on the 50. I love he turns sideways. Again, I wouldn't rotate here. Just get back in there. Get back in there. Unless you guys have called for a switch. You know, again, on the pacifist system, we don't rotate much at all. But I want to show you the confusion this creates. That's confusion. And so a lot of people are telling me about how important rotation is. There's a confusion here, and there's a reason why there's confusion. Even people who are, you know, really in the belief, and a lot of the coaches that are in the belief that you should rotate. I don't know why it's still a thing, but anyway. The reason is because there's almost a disbelief that we've given up the ball. We've just given up possession and moved on, you know. So we've really got to get in there, and you can't be leaving the ball. Again, pointless spin. That should be a goal, by the way. You should score this. 100%. This should be a goal. Why should this be a goal? Because how easy is it to jump in the air, hold your single jump, and go wham and smack that on net? I score loads of goals like that. And you can too. The issue you've got is what everyone in Champ 2 does. First of all, you guys always double jump. I notice everyone always double jumps in Champ 2. They just double jump. Look, watch this. What are we double jumping for? You've just lost your shot. So you could shoot this, but we've just lost it just to double jump. And then, what another thing Champ 2 players do is they double jump for no reason when they could have held and just shot and got a goal. Then they spin. Then they just do all these spins for no reason. All of that play just lost you a goal. And again, you'll watch this back and go, oh yeah, I can see how I could have scored that, but I was tired. Well, then stop playing. It goes back to that principle. Because you want perfection in this game. You want every decision to be the right one. He's in no man's land. I would have come here. I would have held jump. And you can get 115ers on this. 120ers. I hit one the other day, 134. I'm not even making that up. 134, one of these shots. It went flying from the corner here. It went bang. Because it gives you everything. That shot's the best setup you could ever have for a shot. This is the greatest setup for a shot. And I see it so many of them, and they always get wasted. You can actually see these players out of position. Why are they out of position? Because they're pushing forward as last man when they don't need to. That's how you can get so many goals in this game, because the defending isn't where it needs to be. But you're all playing the same game. It's almost like you're helping each other out sometimes when I watch Champ 2. It's like, well, you could have just shot and scored, but you're going to double jump for me, thank you. And I'm going to push out a net, but the only reason I get away with it is because you've just double jumped and essentially passed me the ball. But if you shot it, I would have been screwed. I just see it all the time in Champ 2. People just walking, like just driving forward as second man, leaving the net wide open for easy goals. It's an epidemic. Does this go in? There you go. Literally the exact same play. What the hell? Oh man, sometimes I feel like it's the Matrix. I don't know if I'm imagining things. Second man, exactly the same thing. The ball's up in the air and we push forward to it. Almost to say, hey, how you doing, buddy? But the other guy stayed grounded when he pushed forward. And do you know what? The funny thing about this is the craziest thing. And I can't believe I just said that and this is happening on the same side, but I can at the same time, because this is what I'm trying to get people to realise. You have to concentrate so you can actually go outside the box. You're all locked into a system right now. It's almost like you're handcuffed to your controller playing a set pattern. If you could just see the pattern and then break it, this game becomes a different ball game. It's easy and you won't even understand it. It'll be like something you can't even understand. So right here, I bet they double jump. Did they double jump when they could have also shot this? And they spin. There you go. Everyone's the same. Everyone's the same. Look. Yep, instant double jump. Hasn't thought about anything. Just instant double jump. Could have held it. Could have gone for a shot here. Could have easily, not span, just jumped, held his A button, and go jump button and go wham. That's another goal. But they double jump and they spin. And they get these really weak taps towards the net. And actually, and again, second man pushes forward. When they didn't need to here, because you're not going to reach that. You could just wait here deep in net. And now you can go up and block that. You have to play a different game to win. Because I'll tell you why. This goes back into that whole thing earlier. Everyone's playing the game like they're 12 years old, playing 8 hours a day. And you can't compete with that. You have to break the thing. Like, I can't explain it enough. But there's a rhythm in this game, and I often talk about it. You have to break that rhythm. If you change that rhythm, they'd have to be a lot better than you to beat you. So right here, This is a great shot, Con. Like, this is a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Love that. But again, Zippy, we've ended up in their net with 0 boost. That's 3 times we broke a really heavy fundamental. This stuff adds up. So 3 times that's happened, and I think twice it's ended in a goal. And if Conscious doesn't score this, or he gets challenged, who's going to protect the net now? You know, we've lost it. We've broke down. I mean, great shot, though. We've really got to make sure we're not doing that. And if people go, yeah, we're just having a bit of fun. But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you want to rank up, or do you play for fun? That's fine if you play for fun. I'm just saying, if you really want to rank up, oh, okay. He's in the corner, and there's no reason to push forward. This happens because so many, probably because you guys play freeze a lot, but because so many coaches tell people not to wait in there. Just wait in there. Your teammate's in the corner, nothing good's going to happen. I'd wait here or here. I always go here because I like to quickly flick my camera. I can see an opening, and I can shoot on their net from here. I can't really from here. I just wait here. And as that comes in, I'd intercept it, bonk, off the wall, and bump. And I promise you get so many of those goals. But there's no need for this. There's no need to just drive into the corner when your first man's there. Okay, so fair enough. What could first man have done? One of the issues I see with your self-conscious, one of the really big things, is you are too happy with, in the corners especially, losing your vision. This is like the 3rd time you've quite happily just lost your vision in the corner. And every time it's ended badly for you. Right now, you've left the ball and you're prioritizing the boost, and now you're exactly in the same position. So if I sell, it's the same player as well. I know if you're in car cam, you see the wall. If you're in ball cam, you see the wall in the ceiling, and maybe some of those, what are they, favelas? Is that what they call them? I could challenge you, I can kill you, I could do whatever I want, or I could just jab it on net because there's no second man. Okay, so again, really you have to, as this first man, prioritize positioning. You could have came here, let them know, by the way, I'm in control, I have a presence here, and then wait behind it. And if he takes that 50, you can see him the whole way. You can actually take that 50 with him from slightly inside and then side flip like that. And what that'll do is it'll send it across here. It might give you some time. But by being closer, you may have scared him and you might have been able to get that boost anyway. Because I say this all the time. What good is 100 boost if they've scored? What good is 100 boost if it's the point in the timeline that causes your demise? This again, it goes back to that story when me and my brother were playing zombies. And he had the wind blaster and the alien gun. You can kill all the zombies. And we're getting killed by the zombies, and we're just about to complete the level. I say, kill him, Jake, kill him. He says, I want to save my ammo. And we end up dead. I said, what the hell was that? I didn't want to waste my ammo. What's the point of having ammo if you're dead? And that's the same thing. You don't need that boost. Play to stay alive first, then worry about the other things that are later on. Nice. Okay, so this is nice. Good kickoff, really great kickoff. Great strong thing that you've really got going. And I don't disagree with that first air roll. Clearly you're going for a flip reset here, and why not try it? They're both in net. I mean, you had to work to not end up in a counter-attack, but again, it's one of those things. What's your goal? If your goal is to get better at air, like if your goal is to get grand jump, I probably wouldn't have bothered with that. I'd just gone for a simple air dribble into a dunk. But, you know, if your goal is to get mechanically better, well, to do that, but just don't lose the fundamentals is what I'm saying, because you can take that shot because there's nothing really too bad should happen from the back of it. You do a decent recovery. You do get a bit unfortunate getting under this car. And then you get, like, this guy does not like you because he just comes straight at you. I don't even think that's intentional, to be honest. It depends on your goals. Save your boost a bit more, Zippy, on these plays. This was that's a great little rhythm break, but just make sure you really are saving your boost a bit more if you can. Yeah, nice take. Well played. I'll tell you why this is well played. This isn't the most optimal thing, I don't believe. I think you could have waited. I think you could have either come down with this. I think you could have pushed it across the top. I think you could have gone for a demo. I think you could have even pushed, got in front of it and done a backflip to drop it on the goal line. You could have done several things here, but I commend you for not dodging into this, which I often feel like right there is because if you dodge into that, you're screwed right now, which a lot of people do. So well done for not dodging into it and actually getting a recovery. Think second. Always think second here. Get to this position on this pad and think second. Wait for the first hit, then you can move into it, or you can just wait here. Zippy can try something. So just always think second. And Zippy, in this situation here, one of the things, again, this is that whole vision. They're all in the air, which means you're the only player on the ground. They cannot recover fast enough to beat you to that boost, but they can recover fast enough to stop you turning that ball and making a goal. So what you've got to do is you have to switch your priority here. You have to go to the boost first, because you can beat them to the boost, which allows you to play the long game. You can take the level 3. Then you can try and do something with the ball. But you go straight for the ball, and I understand why, but you give them that time to grab that boost. And that could have been their way back into the game. Now they've got more confidence. And this is great positioning from Brown. He's definitely clearing that, yeah. Perfect position. He just waits on the backboard. And he's matched the height of the ball well. In fact, just look at this. See how he matches the height of the ball here? This is tremendous. Ready? Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful play. Nice fundamentals. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do. Try and take that ball back. Okay, this looks like it should be a goal. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That should have been a goal. Keep it simple. Play for the win. You've got him now. He's going to go for that mid boost. We know he is. Look at the way he's flipping. We know what he's after. Straight away, you want to come in here. Instead of, see how you're going around? Just hook shot this. Wham! Hook shot this as hard as you can into this spot here. That'll force it to bounce out to here. All you do, as soon as you do that hook shot, you turn here, that ball bounces and you shoot. It's one of my favourite drills in free play. Bang, there's a goal. You slow this ball down and you allow him to get back into the game. Now, this is what I'm talking about with yourself especially, is these air rolls. There, you're fine. You're fine. You're squared up to the ball, almost. You know, you could have stopped at half. You're squared up to it. Just dribble it, dribble it, dribble it. Or squared up to it like you are and just shoot it to your teammate, who's doing a great job actually, Zippy, of spreading the lane here. But instead you start spinning more. And that's, it doesn't do anything. This is really one of the big things for Champ 2 is, what are we trying to achieve with these spins? What are we actually trying to achieve? Because people aren't going to let you air dribble this slowly in Grand Champ. They're just going to challenge that. And he almost gets a finish here, Jesus. But look, he's in the net with no boost. He's broke a fundamental rule. This should be a goal for us. He is going to be a while out the play. It's a 2v1. This has to be a goal for us right now. Take your time. Take your time. I don't often say that on a counter. Normally I say go fast, but why would I say take your time here? First of all, you're safe. Second door, iCell has actually done a really good job here. So if you look at this is no man's land. And probably not the best camera angle, but he's not in it. Now, most players will be in no man's land. It probably extends to there, actually. I've just got a bad camera angle. So this would be in no man's land, but they're actually outside of it. So if you take a shot there, it's easy for them to save. So here, what I would suggest is let that ball come down, take your time, and you can now move forward, use the map space until you can force him into a no man's land, which would be here, wouldn't it? Now, if you flick it, maybe here, he's in no man's land. You see how you got to think? You want to think, can I put them into no man's land? Without them realising what I'm doing, I'm being sneaky. Boom, he's in no man's land, I flick it, it's a goal. I can also slow that down. Conscious can just turn and smack him. But I do think that was a bit of a hit away. We're still in the driving seat here. Shame about that touch, but that's fine. Nice try on this trip. Nice try to get it around them. And really, I don't mind these kind of plays, but just realise this only works because of the really bad Champ 2 defending that you see, where they just drive into the corner and no one protects goal side. This is just very typical. It works because they just can't defend. So you could probably, I could pick a fault in it, you could do this, but they can't defend, so you can actually get away with that all the way to a Grand Champ. Nice build up. I love you. I do really like your guys' kickoff. Again, a great kickoff. You've ended up with possession here. Well done, Zippy. Okay, so you want to go faster into your positions here. This is something that I really believe in. And I know a lot of people don't, but I am a big believer in, if you get to your end point as soon as possible, you can really make good things happen. So right here, a lot of people will do what you do, which is sort of cruise, and then they make this kind of save, which doesn't give you anything. It's a reactive save. What I really think is, front end of the plate, flip, get into this power slide as fast as I can. Now I'm here. And because I'm here, first of all, I can see iCell. Remember vision, guys. I'm always banging on about vision. And now, instead of that touch where you take it there and it comes off, I'm actually shooting that on net. And I'm going to score a goal. Just because I prioritise my positioning. And it is, you know, like I say, anyone in Champ 2 has practiced mechanics enough, because most people play mechanically, to get to Grand Champ. They just need to change what they're doing. Like, you've got great mechanics, Conscious. So have you, Zippy, but you're doing unnecessary spins. What's the point of having mechanics if it becomes a fault to us? I've had this conversation with a lot of people. They say, I can do a rings map really easily, but when I start air rolling, I can't do it. Okay, then don't air roll. But I want to, what's the point? If you can do a rings map, which is what people seem to use to gauge how good they are at their aerial skills, and you can do that quite easily without air rolling, why are you air rolling? What's the point of it? You're learning something that's making it way harder for yourself. You don't even need air roll to get the Grand Champ. You really don't need any air roll stuff to get the Grand Champ. You can add it in after, but just be aware again, how long do you have to play this game? What are your time constraints? What do you have other things to do? Do you have jobs, family? Do you see what I'm saying? You've got to get your fitness in. You may not be able to work on that. Instead, if you can do basic aerials, you are golden. That's all you need. This is similar. Remember earlier I said, people always go for these aerials in the corner that don't really do anything. It sort of reminds me of this. This isn't a bad aerial, Zippy. You actually hit a really good spot on the wall. But this is just the little tiny things that now making a bigger difference. Now everyone's getting more and more clinical. I think we're all agree everyone's getting clinical. So come up to the wall. Boom. Straight here. And now I've matched the height of the ball, which means I'm more intimidating, and I can actually jump off. And instead of tapping onto the back ball, I could just shoot this on net because it's wide open, as it always will be. Just something to consider. Food for thought. Food. Right, move that. Nice. Good boost grab. That's certainly better than earlier because you didn't flip into it. Remember I said you just have to pop the ball in that situation? Again, the reason this is a goal is because of his defending. Because remember earlier I said about that whole thing where you have to be here and you have to do that defending game, the reaction game? Same here. As he comes in here, he needs to get this at the earliest point. There. Remember, always defend a backboard touch directly before, during, or directly after the bounce, unless you have vision and can see no one's on the ball. Really important. Otherwise that will happen. Well done. Good follow there as well. Again, great guys. Your kickoffs are actually really good. This is similar to earlier. As second man, you want to face the play as long as possible. Again, we see this in a lot of replays. People will push extremely far forward and then spend a lot of time driving away. But you could have just sat here, just chilling. And now you could go up and touch that if you wanted to. Or you could just half flip out of there and jump and then just play this to the corner. And then take the boost. That's all you've got to do there. It just comes again from just chilling and getting more of a solid position. Now you're right under the ball. So again, you've lost vision. And this has happened a lot in this game. If you go watch a pro play, very rarely do they lose their vision. It's just one of those little things that really makes a big difference. Nice play though. Yeah, well played. Really nice. Good play to play it to the corner. That was smart. This is better. Right, you can absolutely do this looking down thing if the ball's this close to the wall and it has no momentum and they're just sort of looking to angle it. So you can just wait here. No, I wouldn't have even gone. Wait here. If he tries to force it, you'll just dunk him. And if he backs off, you can then take it into space. Use that boost as bait here. I think there's that boost in the corner. I think it is there. I do think it is there. I think it's a camera glitch. Yeah. So use the boost as a bait. Sit here. Let him take it. As soon as he takes it, wait for him to take it and go off here. Because you'll get this mid boost anyway. You'll beat him. You will beat him. You got 65 boost. You're fine. You don't need to worry about boost. So yeah, just a bit forced out the corner. A lot of people get dunked and they think corners don't work and they're not safe because they try and carry out corners a lot. Now you're in no. So now you're in no boost. You're trying to turn into the play here. That's actually a really good positioning. Zippy, well played. Here, we don't need to turn into this. You're not going to win this. Just give yourself vision again. Just get yourself that vision. Now you can jump off, land, and then just jump up and block that. You have to get your vision. Because that should have been a goal. Good defending. Nice defending. Yeah, when you're going for boost like this, Zippy, make sure you dodge. Like right now, dodge. Go. You have to, because the players will get that otherwise, and you'll be really in a difficult situation. Nice try keeping it up here, guys. Well played. Yeah, so I really think you guys could easily get the Grand Jam. And I often say that, and people get tilted almost. But it's because, I promise you, if you are losing 3 games in a row, you are doing something unfundamental. And it's probably something extremely critical, like diving in as last man or something like that. But you just see, hopefully, how this game's on a loop, especially Champ 2. It's I've noticed through Diamond 2 to Grand Champ, the game is on a massive loop. It is just a continuous loop of everyone doing the same low percentage plays, but they're in the same system. It's really weird. It's almost like some sort of cult where people are just like, everyone's in on it. I don't know. But yeah, so a couple of fundamentals there, a little few changes, and you'll be absolutely right as rain. Good luck to get into Grand Champ, guys. I really believe you can do it, and congratulations, Conscious, on winning that 3v3 league. Excellent. Zippy, great to see you play again, my brother. And yeah, really fantastic. So thank you for watching the seminar as well, which is obviously how you got this replay analysis. And guys, just to mention, we have the defensive seminar with me, Precepts, and Raid. It's limited to 30 spaces. It's going to be on the 3rd of September. Message me on Discord if you want to get a place. Reserve your place now. I'm going to be away this upcoming week, but still message me. I'm still sure I will check Discord and I can get you down on a spreadsheet, because I really don't want people missing out. It's 4 hours. It's Sunday, 4 p.m. till 8 p.m. GMT, and it is going to be the most in-depth defensive masterclass we can give you with hands-on coaching. So you will be split up. You will either be coached. 10 players will be coached by me, 10 by Precepts, 10 by Raid, and you will be coached through drills so that we can spot movement patterns that you may be doing that aren't optimal, and you can actually understand the game. So, I've just said to you, play 3 to 5 games and that's it. You'll actually know what to do with the rest of your time. If you want to carry on playing, I can give you the drills that will help you, and it will help you embed habits. So yeah, great stuff, everybody. Thank you so much for the support. It is amazing, and I do appreciate everyone. So thank you so much. Look after yourselves, and peace out. Peace.